Just came back from the movies. I saw Den of Thieves 2. If you like the first one, you're going to like the second one. So it was good. Reminded me of Ronin with Robert De Niro. It's clever, a lot of action. And if you like that type of stuff, I highly encourage you to go see it. So, but come back to this, and I got to give credit to my man NFE from the Strike Zone for sharing some intel. This is what we do in the Yankee fan community, right? We share valuable intel with each other as a close-knit community. We have a close family here with Mazza from 4 Train Express, NFE from Strike Zone, and a few others as well. And now we've talked about all these infielders, right? Who could be options. People keep telling new names, Paul DeJong. I talked about Brian Hayes, his name was also floated as an option, and so on and so forth, for the Yankees who are still looking for that infield bat, right? Well, NFE just shared a valuable article that just came out, and I'm going to share it with you, okay? It's going right up on the screen. You let me know what your thoughts are about this bad boy right here, okay? The ideal Yankees trade target may now be available thanks to short-sighted John Mozeliak, the owner of the Cardinals. New York needs an outfielder, and BRENDON Donovan, the man who I've been talking about for 2 years, may be headed for the trade block. Okay? We'll read this a little bit. And I'm going to attach this down below so you can read it on your own time if you'd like to do that as well. But the offseason continues to march on, and the New York Yankees still find themselves in need of an infielder to replace the departed Gleyber Torres and serve as a necessary upgrade to the incoming DJ Oswald and Cabrera, right? Willie Adames? No. Went to San Francisco Giants out of the price range. Alex Bregman, Nolan Arenado? No. No, Brian Cashman never seemed too interested. I understand that too. Gavin Lux, Luis Arias, not a great fit, apparently, because of their defense. I get it. We've reached the kicking on the tires in Jorge Polanco stage, which is never a good sign. People mentioned Paul DeJong and some other names too. And yet, despite all those swings and misses, not all hope is lost for Cashman just yet. And remember, there are 4 weeks left until pitchers and catchers report, so there is time for those that are frustrated about the lack of activity for a Yankees team who's been busier than every other team in baseball this offseason. This still happens. But despite all the swings and misses, not all hope is lost for Cashman finding a meaningful upgrade before spring training begins in February. And he has his counterpart with the St. Louis Cardinals to thank, as John Mozeliak's stubbornness in arbitration may have just opened a path to the perfect trade target for New York. Okay? And let's get to this. So, with that said, I'm going to get this off the screen. Okay? It'll just be you and me, guys. This right here is, if this becomes reality and the Yankees can actually take advantage of this, then they have to jump on this. They have to pounce. Okay? I don't care about all those other people. Okay? There are some people that I like, but BRENDON Donovan I've talked about for 2 years. He's my number 1 pick over everybody else. Everybody. Okay? Now, they did not avoid arbitration with BRENDON Donovan. They did not avoid arbitration with Lars Nootbaar, stud outfielder, either. Okay, had they not signed Paul Goldschmidt, you could have potentially gone after both, and if it happened, kind of a pipe dream, but you could have moved Cody Bellinger to first base. But nevertheless, okay, the Yankees might be done with the big spending, but like I've said repeatedly, the Yankees are not done. Okay, I don't care what the Twitter sphere says, what the Twitter beat writers say, what the Twitter self-proclaimed geniuses and GMs say. They are not done. They've said it themselves. Okay, Nico Horner is my second favorite too. Shout out to New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand in the house. Jacob Petruzzi. Love you guys too. You guys are the best. And again, anybody in that's not subscribed to this channel, please hit that sub button and please turn on your notifications. This is the type of stuff I want to share with you. This is the type of stuff that helps us, right? Throughout this frustrating process, when people are, the talking points, the propaganda, the BS that's being spread by so many other people, especially on Twitter, which is propaganda central for pretty much everything, right? Not fact central, propaganda central, and talking point central. So, this right here, and again, shout out to my man NFE from the Strike Zone, because he's the guy that shared this information. As soon as I get home from the movies, And again, for those that haven't, if you haven't seen Den of Thieves, the original one, go see it and go see part 2. I just saw part 2. It is phenomenal. Okay, so again, this is the Cardinals are in a financial bind, and it sounds like they're going to cut payroll, and they blinked here. They couldn't come to arbitration settlements for arbitration guys. These aren't big contract guys like Nolan Arenado. You combine Nootbaar and Donovan cost less than Arenado by himself. So the fact that they're failing to reach agreements with 2 of their best players, that's pretty telling, and it opens up an avenue for Brian Cashman to pounce. Now, is it going to be cheap? No, it's not going to be cheap. We know this, but if you're going to give a haul for anybody, it's got to be for somebody like Brendan Donovan. Okay, not Brandon Lau, not some of these other guys, not Michael Massey. Brendan Donovan is better than all of them. He represents a perfect fit for this Yankees team. Okay? And I can't emphasize this enough. If this has teeth, and Brian Cashman, and my guess is Brian Cashman's going to jump all over this. Now, it ain't going to be easy, obviously, because there'd be no shortage of suitors for Brendan Donovan. So you're going to have to give up a big piece, probably like in Spencer Jones, to make this happen. And as much as I do not want to give up Spencer Jones for anybody, it might cost that. Now, it might not cost that because they might still keep Lars Nootbaar. So does that mean you might have to give up on Oswaldo Cabrera and the Roderick Arias? Maybe. It also could mean that they're having trouble finding suitors for a Nolan Arenado, and they're going to have to make somebody available. And if Brendan Donovan's the guy, he plays infield, second base and third base, and he has this positional versatility like Jazz Chisholm. So you could play him at second and play Jazz at third. You could play him at third and play Jazz at second. And again, depending on what the cost is, okay, I would give him Jones or Dominguez. Not both. I would give one or the other for Brendan Donovan. This is the guy you give a piece for. Okay? Now, it may cost more than Jones. You may have to give something else. You give like an infield prospect as well, because Donovan plays an infield position. So, Buckeye, thank you so much for the super sticker, man. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, sir. You are the best. The best, man. That's the godfather, the king of Texas right there. The godfather of Texas. Okay? And again, this is the guy that can change everything. Look at the title list. This could change everything for the Yankees. This is the missing piece for the offense. He could be leadoff. Okay? Would I pick him over Arias? Every day of the week and 3 times on Sunday. Okay? Arias, yes, three-time batting champ. I get it. But he has his defensive warts. Donovan is a more complete player. He's very good defensively. He runs the bases like a bat out of hell. Okay? And I just got 4 words for you. Shit just got real. Okay? And my package for Donovan would probably be Spencer Jones, but I would try my darndest to not give up Spencer Jones. But if I understand if it might cost him. But if you can get him without it, Roderick Arias, Oswaldo Cabrera, okay? A pitcher, any pitcher you want from the farm. Any pitcher you want from the farm. Okay? So, and again, I don't care if we don't get. I mean, if there's a payroll bind, you try to get a reliever with Donovan if you can, a lefty reliever if you can. But if you can't, you can't. You sign a couple lefties out in free agency on the cheap. But I would not try to ruin any opportunity to trade for Brendan Donovan. I would be all over this. And again, could you imagine if they sign Brendan Donovan and a week later they come to terms with Roki Sasaki? I mean, you trade for Brendan Donovan and then you come to terms with like this could be all the writings of a perfect offseason for the Yankees. I will get the Buckeye bling bug. This is my backstop behind me. I have a basement under construction. I have to find the Buckeye, but I will once I can get to this side of the basement, which is the right side. I'm pointing at the right side. I'll put it on, Buckeye. I promise you that. Okay. Do I think DJ? I don't know if DJ will be good this spring. But if he's here, he's going to be a bench player. There's no way in the world you're going to start DJ over Brendan Donovan. No way in the world. They're going to get somebody regardless. Okay. So, but this is right here. This is the guy you have to. You got to jump. You got to. You got to put all hands on deck for. You absolutely have to do it. Okay. And I'll get to the comments in a second, gang. But this again, this is the shout out Mutal Mazel Tov, my friend. Again, Spencer Jones, to me, there was only two guys that I would have offered him last year for Tarek Skubal. And Brendan Donovan's the only other guy I would offer him for. I would not give him for Luis Robert. There's no way in the world I give him up for Alec Boehm. So no way in the world. But Brendan Donovan's a guy I've been talking about for 2 years. And he's the perfect fit for this team. Defensive, character, clubhouse, offense. Okay? Again, he's not flashy. He's not a guy that hits 40 home runs. We don't need him to hit 40 home runs. People levying out a lot of criticism. This guy's in with power. We have enough powers. Enough power guys, okay? And again, I'm not here. I just put up an article, Yankee fan. My take based on this article. I just had the article on the screen. And I'm going to attach it down below, Yankee fan, so you could read it after this live stream is over, okay? I'm going to attach the article down below so you could see it. But the Cardinals failed to avoid arbitration with Brendan Donovan and Lars Nootbaar. So this is pretty telling for baseball, particularly the Yankees. And we've been waiting, right? Impatiently waiting for some of us and I get it, for the Yankees to make another move. I mean, we've been live for like 3 or 4 moves this year, signings and trades. So it's almost as if like, yeah, if we go live, something has to happen. I would love that. But this just came out. And again, thank you, NFE, for sharing this, okay? So but there's no way the Yankees are going to start DJ. Okay, there's no way the Yankees have come this far to then stop and not put the icing on the cake this offseason. They're not going to do that, okay? And they're not going to do that, okay? And again, this is Cashman is very patient, right? And he doesn't leak anything. He doesn't show his cards. He strikes when the iron is hot. And if there's meat on this bone, he will find out. And he will jump all over the bone. And again, this is I'm pretty excited about this, but I'm excited and cautiously optimistic, I should say. Cautiously optimistic. I don't want to jump the gun here, but this is a prime opportunity. And guys, we have over 300 people in here. Let's try to get them likes up. Let's try to get to 300 likes if we can. Okay. I just jumped on, right? Came home from the movies, saw this. I wanted to get on here with you. I won't keep you on very long, but I wanted to get this information out to you. I want to know what y'all thoughts, what y'all think. Nothing special, FJR. Who's better than Donovan here? Who's better? Who would be a better option than Donovan, FJR, for the Yankees? Jeff McNeil is nowhere near as good as Brendan Donovan. Okay, and again, okay. This is the key. Why would you take Arias over Donovan? Latest Mendoza. Why would you do that? Brendan Donovan is better fundamentally. He could be our leadoff hitter too. So Xavier Edwards, good player, not a Brendan Donovan. Okay. Now T. Cole, old news. This article came out 6:20 p.m. today. It's not old news. Okay? 6:20 p.m. tonight, this article came out. We already know. We talked about it the other day. He didn't avoid arbitration with the Cardinals. Okay? And Lars Nootbaar, too. He's another one. But again, he would be the most complete option for the Yankees to bring in if they had a chance to do that. Okay? His batting average, he doesn't need to bat 300. Okay? But let me just pull up Brendan Donovan's stats here. Let's not obsess over one particular stat, either way. People were saying the same thing about Luis Ariz a couple of days ago. He's a one-trick pony. He's not a one-trick pony, but his one trick is better than everybody else's. I think he was the only player in baseball to get 200 hits. Okay, so again, this is where the Cardinals dug a hole for themselves, and this is where the Yankees can capitalize. And Brian Cashman's very good at jumping on these opportunities. Okay, Brendan Donovan's a career 280 hitter. This year with 14 homers, 73 ribbies, 5 steals, 759 OPS, career 77 OPS. He would be a perfect fit for leadoff. Okay, now let's just pull down. Let's scroll down below here, and we'll look at OBP, career 364 OBP. Luis Ariz, OBP is 375, so not much higher. Okay, Donovan also averages anywhere, 10, 15 home runs a year, averages about 30 doubles a year, hit 34 doubles this past year. So you want a guy, this is the guy. Okay. Paranormal, yeah, I mean, Brendan Donovan might be on the trading block now. Okay. All the people we've talked about, for all the options, there are some options we like, some options we don't like. I get it. There is not a single option available via trade that's better than Brendan Donovan. Not a single option. Okay. Jonah Bride. I don't know who that is. Who is that, Jack? And again, Donovan's lefty. He's a lefty bat. It's perfectly suited. Thank you, Meza. Perfectly suited for Yankee Stadium. Hits the balls in the gaps. He runs the bases like crazy. Okay, he's a guy that could turn singles into doubles. That's the aggressive approach. Brendan Donovan, he's 27. 27 years old. Just like Luis Ariz. They're both 27. Okay. $27. Yeah. Who's on Miami? Who's on Miami, Buckeye? What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm hard pass on Nolan Gorman. Who did we mention here? Jonah Bride. Okay. Jonah Bride. Let's pull him up here. From the Marlins, he's a first baseman. We don't need him. But decent player. 29 years old, 11 homers, 39 ribbies, no steals, 818 OPS. Good OPS. Solid production, 276 batter. Much higher than his career average of 232. So, like if we didn't the reason why I'm not even considering first baseman is because we have Paul Goldschmidt right now. So, and otherwise I would consider other guys, but it does at this point it doesn't make any sense to consider anybody since we have Paul Goldschmidt. So, Austin Wellswing, you mean Jonah, Brian? You mean Brendan Donovan? It's a different player. Brendan Donovan had 5 steals this year. But he's a guy. Okay, yeah, D-Rob is available. Kirby Yates is available. For those that haven't heard too, Jeff Hoffman signed with the Blue Jays yesterday. He had a bigger deal with the Orioles, and the Orioles flagged his medicals, and the deal fell through. He had a 3-year, $40 million contract agreement with the Orioles. That fell through because of something with the medicals, and he wound up signing 3 years, $33 million with the Blue Jays. So he's coming back to the American League East. He's coming to the American League East. The reason why I report those guys is because we're going to be facing him on a regular basis, most likely Hoffman, and he's very good. Okay. Yeah, he's an aggressive base runner. He's an aggressive player. Why do you like Rengifo, Frank J? Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty is another guy. He's apparently now he's willing to take a short-term deal, and just like Anthony Santander, they're willing to take short-term deals. But there's no room for Santander. And Donovan, it might cost us Hill. It might cost us Hill or Schmidt. But if I give him Hill instead of Spencer Jones, I would do it because then you can sign Jack Flaherty to replace Hill, right? So, I know that, Buckeye, but Brendan Donovan is a perfect fit for this club. These other people I don't know. But Donovan is a perfect fit for this club. I can't think of anybody who would be a better fit, in all honesty. But you're right. Just because somebody's available doesn't mean they're a fit. You're right about that. But again, this this is going to take a little bit of time. We'll see if if it actually happens. There's going to, like I said, there's going to be no shortage of suitors. There'll be other teams lining up to give a lot of prospects. You know, the Orioles probably lining up to give a lot of prospects, right? Um, you'd have other teams lining up to give a lot of prospects too. But if I'm Brian Cashman, I'm all over this. I'll just say name your price, okay, and then go from there. What about the Mets, Benji? um, Motion. Hey man, keep hanging in there, Beagle Dad. Really, keep hanging in there, brother. Dogs are family, man. They always will be family. Renhefo is not even close to Brendan Donovan, Frank. The Mets, they don't have as many as the Yankees do. And the Mets don't need a guy like Brendan Donovan. They need to replace or re-sign Pete Alonso. Okay, but again, this article just came out at 6:20 p.m. tonight, so take it with a grain of salt. But it's something to keep. It's something I'm going to be all over now looking into. So, and if there's an option, if there's a possibility that it happens, then yeah, there's reason for celebration. But again, we'll see. And yeah, Ryan Helsley he re-upped with the Cardinals. They avoided arbitration with him. Ruben, I think it would cost more than that. You'd have to replace Strowman with either Hill or Schmidt. Pitchers with controllable years. I don't think. Yeah, the Mets are probably looking ahead for Vlad. Good for them. Look at them. Look good. So let them get Brett. Let them get Vlad. Yeah. I mean, that would be a crazy offseason if they somehow traded for Donovan and if they somehow signed Sasaki. I mean, they're either one or both of them is possible. Now it's not guaranteed, obviously, but it's possible. So good, Beagle Dad. Good. We're thinking of you here too, my friend. There's way too many people. They spend so much time blaming Brian Cashman for this, blaming Brian Cashman for that. I mean, you know, you have YouTube channels that peddle it on a regular basis, and it rubs off on a lot of people who spread this ridiculous narrative. You know, and then it goes all over Twitter, which is I consider to be BS Mountain. So, but yeah, Sasaki had his 45 days would be up. I think it's January 20th, but I think it's January 20th. And again, 15th is when money resets for all the teams internationally wise. So that's when you're going to see. And again, if the Yankees don't sign Sasaki, they're going to pivot real fast. Yeah, Twitter's definitely. It's like the Fox News or social media. It's just yeah. Don't expect to get facts and reality that place. Well, definitely take them to the Mets, man. Again, this one's got me. It's got my radar. Manscaped's got to pay them for the BS, Buckeye. Yes, they do. Man. Manscaped definitely pays them. All $7 a month. Yeah. Let's see now the Fox News of social media. But partly CNN too, yeah. I would not hesitate to add Oswaldo Cabrera. Not even for a second. You can add Cabrera to that trade and just sign somebody like Paul DeJong on the cheap who can replace him, even on the bench. But again, right now, Oswaldo Cabrera is not even a starter. Okay, and again, like to me, the radar is up now. Radar is a Hill or Hill. I don't think they're honestly. I don't think they're going to add righty relievers anymore. I think they're going to add lefties. So toxic fans turn to bullying. Yeah, what exactly, man? I mean, if you have to bully people on social media, then come on. Do I wish for trades? Who doesn't wish for trades? They've already signed a bunch of guys. They've traded for a bunch of guys. I wish for the Yankees to get better. Okay, and the Yankees again, Louis. These aren't these are trade proposals that's been put out by other people. I sourced the people who put out the trades. Okay, not one of them has come close. Louis, if you're here to troll, man, go troll elsewhere, man. Go troll with the manscapers. All right. I just read articles. I also source the articles. I say the article is pointing this out. Like the article I just had up here, I'm going to attach down below so everybody else can read it. Like I say all the time, I put the articles, okay? No, you just said 30, now 40, okay? And again, they're not my trade proposals. They're trade proposals but put on by other people, articles and so on, Louis. Okay? Get your numbers right. And again, don't waste your time trying to troll here, Louis. Wasting your time, dude. Wasting your time. I don't think the Yankees are the favorites for Rokia. Why? I can't. All I'm saying is I'm not ruling the Yankees out. That's it. So I'm not ruling the Yankees out. I had an article up, Ken, from Fansided. I'm going to attach it down below. Nah, and if he doesn't pose a threat. He doesn't pose a threat, but I appreciate you, man. It's from Fan. I'm going to attach it down below, Ken, so you can read it. But and this is a credit to NFE for sharing it. And again, this is anytime an article comes out that really opens up the eyes, we want to share it, right? And here's Maz's trade proposal here. Schmidt, Cabrera, Jones, Arias. Ooh, that might be a lot. Jones and Arias and Schmidt. Oh my God. I wonder if you can take one of those guys out. I wonder. I wouldn't give 2 outfielders. I would give 1. That's a ballsy trade, but you get Jojo Romero too. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Mazza. Again, let's be on for a few more minutes, gang. So just smack those like buttons, please, if you haven't done that yet. Let's try to get over 300 likes. Okay. Yeah, Louis got nothing. He's got nothing but trolling. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can keep Cabrera as a bench piece, yeah, I mean, he's a super utility guy. So, yeah, I don't think the Cardinals. That's why I would lead a package with probably Clark Schmidt and Roderick Harris and even Oswaldo Cabrera, something like that. Because Oswaldo Cabrera, as much as I like him, if you can get Brendan Donovan back, you have to do it. You absolutely have to do it. So, Schmidt, Jones, you might not need to give 2 outfielders, NFA. But they will have, this is an opportunity to go all in for the Yankees. Like this is the one to go after. Nolan Jones, smart Brian. Who's Nolan Jones? Would I trade the Martian straight up? Yeah, in a heartbeat. Yep. Get rid of Dominguez, Peraza. If you can do that, then maybe. Dominguez, Peraza, and Strowman. Yeah. We'll call him Richard on here, Buckeye. Richard. Keith Jackson, what's good, brother? Arias, Jones, and Lombard. Ooh, I don't think you have to give up Arias and Lombard. Not both of them. Arias, I would give up. I think he's blocked by Lombard anyway. Uh, Buckeye, you're a legend, bro. We'll call him Richard on here so I don't hurt their feelings. Richard or Johnson. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh. If you can get Brendan Donovan, I give up Dominguez. Backup catcher, that still remains to be seen. We don't know yet, Sharon Lee. That's a good question. I don't know. He probably have to trim his curly hair. His hair is really not that much of an issue. You have to trim his facial hair. But I do think we'll trade Strowman. But if the Cardinals have to reduce payroll, they're not going to take Strowman. So, like, they're not going to trade a cheaper guy and bring in a more expensive guy like Strowman, who costs 3 times the amount that Donovan would cost. So, there's got to be some type of give and take here. It would be prospect heavy. That's my guess. Okay, but he's the guy, right? I can't stress it enough. Dominguez could be low, yeah, but again, Brendan Donovan comes here, he'll be lead off. So Donovan would not be leading off. I mean, Dominguez would not be leading off if Donovan's here. Yeah, but I think we can let us know. I get it. I think we could trade Strowman somewhere else and not have to eat as much of his salary. I think. If they miss on Sasaki, why are they going to pivot quick? Because that's what they do. They pivot fast. And they'll get top international guys. That's what the money's for. Sasaki's international money. Believe me, they'll pivot real fast. A lot of people are waiting on Roki Sasaki. And again, most of the international players are offensive players. Most of the guys from Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and all the guys that they bring in are position players. So that's what they'll get. But Roki Sasaki is a guy. He's a unique talent. Dominguez is a switcher, yes. So he's a unique talent. What do you call it? Roki Sasaki. So that's why he's a guy. Brian Taylor was a bust. Yeah. Well, but he also got into his brother was being jumped in a bar fight, and he was protecting his brother, and that's how he got hurt. Other than that, he was a generational prospect until that point. And once he tore his labrum and his rotator cuff, he was never the same. That's why he was a bust, Mike Sam. I don't know if you know that, but that's what happened to Brian Taylor. So Cody Bellinger's playing left field to give it Dominguez. He should play left field now, Bellinger, not Dominguez. I would play Dominguez in center. So this is true, Buckeye. This is true, Captain. Yeah. That's a great word right there. Great line. Easy company gets the job done. It's a fantastic line. Buckeye's bringing the knowledge tonight. I love the knowledge, man. I love it. Yeah. The Spencer Jones ceiling is higher than Dominguez, so. But I understand. I mean, if you can get a Brendan Dunham without giving up either one of them, then obviously I'm all over that. If you can give infielders and pitching, I'm all over that. So, and if you can keep Jones and Martian here, then obviously you do that. So, what promises did they make, Ephraim? They never said they were going to go higher and higher. And what happens? Nothing. There isn't, Ephraim, there isn't a team that's been busier than the Yankees this offseason. What promises are they making? Or are you hearing that on Twitter? Other people saying stuff. Okay. What promises did they make, Ephraim? And who made them? Mike Sam, appreciate you. I hope so, man. If I had a choice of one, it would be Donovan or Sasaki. Donovan. Donovan. Deep buckets. It would be Donovan. Mm-hmm. Max Fried, Goldschmidt, Bellinger, yeah, and you got Devin Williams, Billy Clemenza, right? Devin Williams. You got Fernando Cruz, another power arm in the bullpen. So, yeah, they brought Loizaga back. So they've been pretty busy this offseason. So, yep. Yeah, Donovan's got 3 years of control left too. 3 years. He's about to start his arbitration now. So, I would take Donovan. Well, where would Alonso play is the question. Paul Goldschmidt's at first base. He's not going to replace Goldschmidt. He's also not going to replace Stanton at DH. So, payroll is $301 million right now. They're over the Cohen threshold. Devin Williams is going to close. Weaver set him up. Yep. But again, Alonso's not a fit here. Bregman's not a fit here. Neither is Santander. And those guys are all attached to qualifying offers. That's a big reason why these guys are not signed yet. If none of them had qualifying offers, they would have all signed already. Okay. Do you think teams want to give up extra draft picks and international money, especially when you have guys like Roki Sasaki available, just to sign one of these guys? So we're going to fault the Yankees for not wasting money on these guys. Got to fault everybody else too, because nobody's signing them right now. It's not just a Yankees thing. It's an everybody thing. Yeah. And that's the key, gang. Pivetta is also attached to a qualifying offer. That's right, Ken. A qualifying offer. He won, what do you win, 9 games this year? He got a freaking QO. Yeah, but Alonso's going to start wherever he goes. Yeah. Well, exactly, Buckeye. He's gone because of money, not the team. This is a tight-knit group. He went for the biggest bag. I can't blame him for that. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Get your bag. It's all good. It doesn't guarantee the Mets the World Series either. People keep saying, "Oh yeah, well, look at Francisco Lindor, so much better than everybody else. No World Series, no pennants, no MVPs, none of those for Francisco Lindor." Right? What's Stanton? Yeah, well, Stanton's our DH. He's our DH. Yeah, well, exactly. Bellinger, Devin Williams, right? Max Fried, Paul Goldschmidt, again, Johnny Loizaga, Fernando Cruz. That's 6 guys already. 6 guys. Okay. Stanton isn't crippled. Let's come on. Let's not be silly now. Well, exactly. Often Pivetta. Yeah, man. Who's gonna sign Pivetta with the QO? Like, who's gonna? Had Torres had a good year, I would have understood a QO, but he cost himself Alex Jackson too. Yes, and again, he could be a backup catcher, Alex Jackson. No, and this is people keep like so many people keep saying the Yankees haven't done. There isn't a team that's done more than the Yankees. There isn't a team that's done more than the Yankees. In-house options, Patrick, well, probably the bench, but not starters. And none of these guys. I mean, if the Yankees had a chance to get Brendan Donovan, there's no way in the world they would pick any of these guys if Donovan came here. No way in the world. Happy Saturday. CeeLo's in the house. What's good? Yes, he does. Guarantees $100 hot dogs and $125 beers. Yeah, exactly. And again, so many people were saying the Yankees, if the Yankees brought Soto back, they would do nothing after that. That's exactly what the Mets have done. Soto and like nothing. They brought back Mania. Great for them. And they brought in Frankie Montez and Clay Holmes. They have done nothing of significance after Soto. Nothing. They're going to offload Strowman. There are teams that are, you know, there are a couple teams, like, for instance, the Oakland A's. I mean, Strowman can help put them over the $105 million threshold. Why is that relevant? It's because that's the number that prevents them from having the MLBPA file a grievance against them. Okay? So they can avoid the grievance if the Yankees trade him to the A's. They'll eat some money, but if they help them get over the 105, it helps the A's avoid a grievance. So, and again, so, there are some other teams too. The Marlins haven't spent a dime this offseason. The Marlins could use him, right? The Pirates could use him. So there are other teams too. But again, we'll see what happens. I do think he gets moved to where, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, well, in Mets, I think the Mets get Mania 3 years, right? So if you can get him for Arias, Cabrera, and Warren, it might cost Hill or Schmidt, Vinny, I must say. It might cost Hill or Schmidt. Yeah. Who's trying to get Alonso, Benji? Vinish, I don't know what the percentage. I don't know. I'm not sure. And the Marlins, yeah, exactly, Ken, which makes him a logical candidate, right, for a Marcus Strowman. It makes him a logical candidate, right? So, the Mets tried to trade for Vlad during the winter meetings. It hasn't happened yet. So, I do think the Mets need another pitcher. I think they need to bring back Alonso. We don't have merch yet. We're coming soon. So the guy, an update on merch. The guy that I was partnering with merch is deployed right now. He's in the service. He's deployed right now overseas. So when he comes back, then we'll get the merch thing really up and running, Buckeye. So that's I am committed to get merch. So I want to. I'm being loyal to him. I want him to serve in his country, and I want to respect that. And I'll wait till he gets back to do that. Would I trade for Sandy Alcantara? Maybe, Benji, but I would rather sign Jack Flaherty than trade for Alcantara right now, I think. So, who's getting them, Louis? Sasaki and Donovan. Who's getting them? They'll get fined and probably penalized, Patrick. If a grievance is filed against them, Jaden. So, they might lose draft picks. They might, the penalties are like not exactly super clear. So, you know it, Buckeye. You know it, baby. You know it. Damn right. Somebody was just saying dumpster dive? Who's saying that? Vlad, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't traded Bo Bichette yet. Padres or Giants? I doubt. I think the Padres are less likely now because they're in flux. The lawsuit going on right now. So I think they're less likely for Sasaki. And who's getting Donovan, Louis? Dumpster dive. Exactly. That's a good idea. Good people. Yeah, I mean, Tim Hill was a dumpster dive, right? Yeah. And he turned out to be pretty darn good. Cashman Hortons. He traded away, over the last couple of years, he traded away 30 pitchers. Cashman. Okay. He prospect hoards for players that aren't worth the prospects. But like for Juan Soto, he gave up some valuable pieces. Why not the Yankees, Louis? And that's not an answer, really, not the Yankees. Who would get Brendan Donovan? Vladdy J Jr. Let him be a Red Sox. Maybe he wants to kill the Yankees. So he also, traded Caleb Durbin with Devin Williams. This is true. Yep. Gilford Casas, yeah. I don't know if the Yankees and Red Sox would trade with each other like that level. Casas plays what position? The Mariners wanted Donovan. Yeah, this is true, Ken. I mean, the Cardinals did listen in on Donovan, but again, and it makes sense. Like the Cardinals wanting to shed payroll, they're not going to assume Luis Castillo's $23 million per year for the next 3 or 4 years. Just like they're not going to assume Strowman, right? So Casas, he has no place to play here. We have Paul Goldschmidt right now. So no, we're not going to hear any update on Roki Sasaki for probably another week. So he was kind of waiting for it. So Buckeye, again, thank you for your generosity. Again, I really appreciate you. Head to headness. Yes, we are. Irish is my team. Buckeyes are Buckeyes team. We're going at you and I, baby. You and I. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. I do worry about Ohio State, though. They're good. I saw that punt return, that freaking Buckeye. The Buckeyes are good. Yeah, Suzuki's going to sign any day now. What? Yeah. But Buckeye, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be good. And I'm impressed with Buckeyes. I'm also impressed with Notre Dame because they always find ways to win. Not sexy, but they're always finding ways to win. And I like the coach that they have there now. They needed to get away from what's his name, Brian Kelly, in order to start winning again. So yeah, I don't think the Cards would trade him in division. Not that guy. Just like, dude, be respectful, Louis, please. That's my one. I'm gonna ask you one time, man. We don't talk tough here, dude. No, we don't do that stuff here. That's the manscapers. They do that, and they can't back it up. So Finnegan's another option, yeah. But again, he's a righty, though. I think the Yankees are going to be bringing in a lefty reliever at this point. Michael, that's just true, too. Why do they have 4 or 5 players? Yeah, I mean, look at the players the Yankees are looking for, like impactful players. So, good man, Mazza. Do what you got to do, dude. Is a well-justified zapping. I'm going to wrap this up in a minute, gang. I just want to get on here. I'm going to go shower because I want to get the movie theater off of me. Got to do what you got to do, man. If you're not going to be if you're not going to be respectful, man, you got to go. It's the only thing we ask for is to be respectful, right? Tim King is in the house. Rengifo, I know some people like him. Who's pushing Rengifo so hard? What channel is pushing Rengifo hard? If we get Sasaki, I don't know. It's a good question. I know what I would do, but I don't work for the Yankees. That's probably a reason why I don't work for the Yankees. But yeah, you could probably get a ransom for Vlad. You might need to get the mats out for NFE. If NFE needs to blow off some steam, we got to do it, man. We got to do it. Bregman, his offensive profile is not suitable. It's not suited for Yankee Stadium the way it is in Houston. So, and honestly, I don't think he would be welcomed with open arms by the whole team. So that's the other thing too. And again, character matters. Clubhouse chemistry matters. I think that would be a disruption. No. L.I. was saying that Roki's better than Rodon, Hill, and Schmidt. Of course he was saying that. He was saying Roki was going to be better than Cole, too. I'm like, let's Stephen me. Let's come back down to earth here. What has Roki done that makes him better than all 3 of those guys? He throws hard, but what else has he done? He hasn't thrown more than 9 innings in Japan. And he did that in 2022. What makes him better than these guys is my question. I pass on Patrick Corbin. What? Why was he better as a reliever, Patrick? Has he even had opportunities as a reliever? Let's see. I'm gonna pull him up, Ken. He was 6-13 with a 5.62 ERA, 139 Ks. I mean, he can still throw some innings, maybe long relief, but I don't know if he's a fit. In all honesty, Ken, I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, if we can get Brendan Donovan, there's no way I'm signing him. I don't know if Joan Duran's available. I don't know if the Twins might be looking at, that's why Willie Castro's an intriguing option, but I don't know if they would do it or not. Jeffy, what's good? I do have a glove, Buckeye, thanks to you. I mean, I'll try. I can warm up the arm. I can get out there. Robert can change your Brendan Donovan might be put on the trade block. And then that was as of tonight, 6:20 p.m. There's an article I had on here. I'm going to attach the article in this live stream after this is over. I'll attach it down below so you can read it. If you can get DeJong as a bench player, or let's just say you had to get rid of, you had to move on from Oswaldo Cabrera, then it makes sense to get somebody like Paul DeJong because he can play multiple positions. So I put out a video too, James, on Yoan Moncada. He was a decent option. Moncada's a decent option too if you part-time, you kind of slowly phase him in. So have a great night, Schmidt. Appreciate you, man. So, oh, nothing. I just movie theaters, tons of people that sit in there, germs and all that stuff. So, the movie was great on Monday. I saw Den of Thieves Part 2. It was awesome. Ken, let's go, man. You try out, I'll try out. We'll both try out. Loosen up your arm. I'll loosen up mine. Let's go. There's an article today because they failed to reach. They failed to avoid arbitration. Look at this. So there's an article that is pretty revealing. And I'm going to attach it down below. Reportedly willing to eat chunk of $37 million. Yeah, I know. They're willing to eat some of Marcus Strowman's money. Yeah, they are. Oh, yeah. I did, Jonathan, because of the info. We got 188 likes. All right, keep hitting them likes button. Let's try to get over 200 likes. I was a random thing, Jonathan. I came up from the movies, and an article came out. I'm going to attach it down below that Brendan Donovan might get on the trade block. So they're setting up a PS trade evaluation department. This is true, Ken. You and I should apply for that too. Yeah, it'll give Lewis a lot of ammunition. Yeah. Cole would take Roki under his tutelage. Like he's done a good job with Hill. He's done a good job with Schmidt. And again, I couldn't think of anybody better than Cole to do that. And I think Cole would be like, yeah, I want you to become better. I want you to take over, after I move on. Like, yeah. Who's the $50 million all-star for the Mets? Li would be. Yes, he would be out of luck. Yeah. Oh, man. You can think of a few who. What, Hobby? What are you talking about? Yeah, we don't know what Marshall we're going to get. Santana's going to be expensive, though. I think Strowman gets traded, too. There's no way I'm taking McNeil over Brendan Donovan. No way. I got Trey Bozo. LA Yankee King. Oh God. King and Strowman to the Red Sox for fans, beer, soda, and free food. Oh man. Stephen B, I love it. Well done. Kershaw, Otani, unfortunately, Darvish. What are you talking about when you bring those names up, Javi? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I think I might have missed something. Donovan is a perfect fit for New York, man. This thing is scrolling way too fast. I'm missing like so many comments. Jones, Arias, Cabrera, Warren, Hampton for Donovan, Helsley. I don't know if Helsley is going to be available. 6 more likes to get to 200. Oh, as a tutor? Oh, yeah. You mean those guys could be? I don't know if Kershaw would be. Otani would be a better tutor than Cole, Darvish. I mean, I don't know. You never know. I don't really care about those guys. Cole is here. I think he'd be perfect. He is. He's been a great tutor for the guys that have been here. No. Oh, having a special on lap dances with Nacho. Buckeye, you're a legend, man. Like Caputo and a bag of balls to the Cardinals for Donovan, a happy hot dog. You can even drop the half-eaten hot dog. You make that trade, I'll eat the half-eaten hot dog that was dropped on the floor. Shoot, man. McNeil? Yeah. John King, I heard. Is John King a lefty from the Cardinals? Is he a lefty? Or I think he's a lefty, right? Yeah. Naylor? I mean, maybe they're referring to Josh Naylor. He's with the Diamondbacks now. Yeah, I mean, like right now the date is the 11th. So, in about a week we're gonna know. So John King is a lefty. Okay. We need a lefty or two. We'll know in short time where Roki Suzuki's going. There's some stuff that I put out this week that we know that Donovan's with the Cardinals right now, CeeLo. There's some things that we found out that we didn't know last week, like the Japanese minority owner of the Yankees. He's in on the Roki Suzuki negotiations. He was not in on the Yamamoto negotiations last year. He is on this one significantly. So, and also fed Ken is offering Kansas State. I got KC barbecue. Look, some of the best barbecue I've ever had is from Kansas City. One of the best barbecue I've ever had. His 45 days, January. So that's the deadline. He has got to reach an agreement by the 23rd of January. Yeah. Brooks Raley, not much. Not much. A little bit of a journeyman. No. Yeah, I mean, Cole's kind of like de facto pitching coach right now with Matt Blake. So, you know what I mean, Buckeye? You know what I mean? Worse than waiting for an yeah, I know. I'm not even watching Inauguration Day. It's gonna be a joke. Murakami, he's an option for next year for first base potentially. Do I think they can absorb a DJ Cabrera platoon to third? I think they can, but I don't think they will, Eddie. That's a good question. I think they can. But again, I don't think they will. I don't think they've gone this far to then just kind of skimp on the last piece. I don't think they're going to do that. The Ke'Bryan Hayes trade, it's an option. Like, it's another option. He's 27-year-old. If you're talking about Ke'Bryan Hayes, who's Charlie Hayes' son, he played for the Yankees. He could represent the fit. But again, like, talked about him yesterday or this morning. I talked about him, Ke'Bryan Hayes. And again, we're exhausting all options. We're talking about it, definitely Beagle Dad. Baseball is definitely more interesting. Um, every possibility that's being floated out there that has some kind of credibility, some kind of sense, we talk about it, right? So, but at the end of the day, it's up to them to decide who they're going to do. But I always, I want to share with you because I want to know what your thoughts are. And again, these aren't my. I'll tell you if they're my ideas. I put out my own trade proposals and trade ideas. So, but these are certain ones from certain people and certain web, articles and so on. So that's why I like us to know as much as we possibly can. It gives us more material for conversation, right? And then we can start really analyzing, critical thinking here. You know what I mean, Demon D? Um, we get Sasaki. What can more? You'd have to attach something to Warren, Artie. Warren's got 6 controllable years. His service clock has not started yet, but yeah, thank you again for the likes. We got over 200 likes now. Appreciate you. Um, and again, Warren, you have to attach something to Warren. O'Neal Cruz, yeah, I don't think the Pirates will ever move that guy. He's becoming their franchise, kind of like Ellie De La Cruz with the Reds, and yeah. So, but yes, Mazda did. We talked about Mazda's trades too. Yeah, I mean, in a lot of these scenarios, you're going to have to eat money for Strowman. Like, um, yeah, Demon D. After this live stream, I had an article up earlier about Brendan Donovan. He might be in the traded block. So, I'm going to attach it down below so you can check it out, Demon D. That could be a big one. Angels are after, yeah, Verdugo. Yeah, I could see Verdugo going to the Angels. I could see him going to the A's. I could see him going somewhere like that. So, yeah, the only problem, I wish McMahon was available, Eddie. We've talked about him as well. There's a rumor out there they want you. Yeah, I wonder who's sharing that rumor there, Stack Wolf. I wonder who's sharing that one. And his contract is booms last year, Joseph, but I don't know. We'll see how well they do. They like him, so they like him. So, and we'll see. We'll see how this team plays this year. It's going to be a different team. We'll find out later if it's going to be a better team. 212 likes. I figured it was a joke, Slackwolf, you crazy man. Yeah, I'll do my previews tomorrow morning. But yeah, the Bills. I think the Bills and the Eagles. Yeah, I mean we're down to less games, right? I mean, I'll tell you right now. I mean tonight, the Chargers got clobbered by the Texans, right? 32-12, and then the Ravens beat up on the Steelers, 28-14. Now the bracket is as such. Let me pull up the bracket here. So tomorrow, Buffalo plays the Denver Broncos. I'm picking Buffalo for that game. Tampa Bay plays the Washington Nationals. And in the other bracket, I'm taking Tampa Bay over that. And Washington, whatever their names, Commanders, whatever they're called. And then the Eagles play the Green Bay Packers. I'm taking Eagles on that. And then the LA Rams play the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings. And then the winner of that game plays the Detroit Lions. And then the winner of, well, actually, next week, Houston Texans are going to play the Kansas City Chiefs. So, but that's pretty much it for tomorrow. I heard the Red Sox want Greenland. Yeah. They want maybe Greenland will be the 52nd state after Canada, right? The 51st state. And Brooks Raley is a potential left-handed pitcher. Could be for depth. But Commanders, that's right. Thank you, Buckeye. Thank you. I look like a hostage. Yeah, Steve-O. I do look like a hostage. I feel like a terrorist. This is a backdrop because I'm in my basement now, and my basement's under construction. I'm getting a big addition put on my house, so that's why I have this backdrop. I have a room that's it's being built for me. That's going to be my YouTube lair. So and I'll have memorabilia up. I'll have all kinds of stuff up on the wall. So and I'll take you on a tour through it once it's done. Giants fans can't wait. Yeah, I hear that, man. My Jets fans can't wait for it either. I mean, I'm a grieving Jets fan, so Jet. I'm gonna wrap up anyway. Um, I'm having a hard time staying with the comments. They're scrolling really fast. Um, but yeah, Bills, yeah, Bills are good. Need a construction company. Exactly. Oh man, that's a great idea. Yeah, the Eagles are going to be tough to beat. They're going to be tough to beat. But the Troll, yeah, the haters have been quiet, Mazza. They have been quiet. Miss Sivia, have a great night. Yeah, the AP all point. You got to put the APB. Got to put out the bolo. Be on the lookout. The missing persons report for the Cash and the Boone haters. My football team is the Jets, Slack Wolf. So that's not something I brag about. So I see one or two more moves from the Yankees. So, but you have a great night too. And again, gang, thank you so much for coming on. This thing's been scrolling too fast. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the comments here. So my apologies if I missed comments. I do apologize, but we're missing the porn trolls. Here we are. Yeah, Tim, you don't have to boo. You can just laugh because my Jets suck. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Rodgers will be back or not. I would move on from Rodgers. I mean, me personally, but I like Sauce. But look down below, gang. I'm going to attach the Brendan Donovan article so you can read for yourself, just so you can see what we were talking about earlier today. And again, this is not my trade proposal. It's not my idea. It's an article that came out today, 6:20 p.m. Okay? So, Chet, you're the man. Why are we giving up Spencer Jones so easy and Dominguez not so easy? Jones has a higher ceiling, is a better defender in the outfield than Dominguez. So what's the logic there, Chet? Donovan, if you can get King with Donovan, yeah. I don't know if Jojo O'Mara is a righty or lefty. I can't remember. But John King is a lefty. So you can get him in a lefty reliever, which will help facilitate some payroll dropping for the Cardinals. You load up on prospects. You load up, man. That's when I give him more. I'll give him Henry Lillane. I'll give him Roderick Arias. I'll give him Oswaldo Cabrera. Something like that. So, but if you can get Donovan without having to give up Jones or Dominguez, then you do that. I would give more, but yeah, I heard that they love Jones. Some teams love Jones, and again, like it's probably the only bat I would give him up for, reluctantly, but we'll see. If Dominguez stays, I hope he's good. So, Judge struck out a lot too when he was coming up, and again, I saw footage of Jones in the cage a couple days ago. So, Buckeye's writing a book. I'm writing a series of 3 books right now, Buckeye. I'll talk to you about that. I saw you email me. I'll respond to your email too. Thank you. I don't know if they keep Grisham or not. If they can move him for some salary relief or a reliever or draft pick or something like that, they can move Grisham because they did bring in Brennan Davis in another trade that they got another outfielder. So with like 6 controllable years, which Grisham's got 1 left. So and Brennan Davis is younger, so he could be the 4th outfield along with Everson Pereira. If they probably would add Oswaldo Cabrera in a trade for Donovan. Duke Ellis is another guy. He's in AAA. He's an outfielder. He's another outfield option too. He's a speedy outfield. He's one of the fastest guys in baseball. They have him in AAA. So, yes, he does, Jones. I mean, that's why. I mean, if you can keep Jones, you do it. So, but we'll see. The Yankees, want to put this icing on the cake and be over the top. I think Brendan Donovan's probably the right piece to help him do that. And they somehow get Roki Sasaki too, then that's an A++ offseason. But one thing at a time. But Kansas City third baseman. I don't know who the third baseman is here, Larry. I know Michael Massey is their second baseman. He's a guy I would look into. But if Brendan Donovan's available, I'm not picking anybody over Brendan Donovan. The ace is in the building. We're wrapping up right now, but I'm gonna put out an article. I'm gonna put out an article that I had on the video earlier. The ace. So take a look at it. I'm gonna attach it down below. Brendan Donovan might be on the trade block. I've been talking about this man for 2 years, Eddie. Got that right. Would I trade Clark if the Yankees land? It depends. I mean, it makes it easier to add him to a trade for Brendan Donovan. That's for sure. So the timing here might work. And if they're, controllable years for Clark Schmidt, yeah. And if it's the missing piece to get Donovan, yeah. I'm gonna attach it in a few minutes, the ace, and you let me know what you think, brother. Let me know what you think. But Donovan is a left-handed hitter. He's got 3 years of control left. He's just starting arbitration. He's 27 years old, and he would be an absolute perfect fit on this team. And he can be our leadoff hitter too. So, but have a great night, everybody. I appreciate you coming on and spending time. I hope you found it interesting and informative. And again, I'm going to attach it down below in a few minutes. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit the like button on the way out if you haven't done it. If anybody here has not subbed to the channel, hit that sub button too. Just make sure your notifications are turned on. That way you don't miss anything. Because if a Donovan move happens, you're going to know about it. If a Suzuki move happens, you're going to know about it. Even if it's not the Yankees, you're going to know about it. But if it's the Yankees, you're definitely going to know about it. So, but I always will keep you updated on stuff that's intriguing and exciting. And again, there's a lot of frustration right now with this Yankees last piece. And a lot of people are starting to accuse the Yankees of dumpster diving, even though they haven't done anything yet to address this position. So, yeah, I mean, it would be a shame to lose Schmidt. It would be. But RJB, I appreciate you, RJB. But you have a great night, everybody. Peace and love to all yous. And again, if anything else comes out, you'll get it. Love yous all. Over now.